Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tekela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Lastly, on this issue, Yaganongoma. I don't know if you guys noticed, there was somewhere exhibit LL something. Oh, I like what Numalo did there, number one. Number two, I like how woke was Lieutenant Kumalo there. Oh, my God, they did wonders there. So there was an exchange between Ukumalo, no Sibanda. While there was one of the more revealing procedural clashes during Colonel Kumalo's testimony because it exposed a contradiction that the defense immediately seized up on. What happened was this: Advocate Sibanda um, for the state started cross-examining Ukumalo using documents from Nongoma case 163 of 10 2018 docket. At that point, the defense objected and essentially said, how can the state refuse us access to a docket on the basis that it is a sensitive issue and under investigation, but then freely cross-examine the witness using the contents of that docket. That is the heart of the dispute, Kesana. The defense's argument was this. They previously requested access to Nengoma case docket where Umukhane said he was busy investigating and is an investigating officer. The state refused with that. The refusal was justified on grounds of witness safety, ongoing investigation, sensitive information. Yet now the state was busy referring to the statement, referring to the witness information using the contents of the docket during cross-examination. Now the defense was effectively saying, you cannot hide behind confidentiality and then selectively use the same material when it suits your case. You can't be doing that. Now, that was the point Umalo was making there. Now, I like that when you see what happened, categorically said that actually it is unethical for Sibanda to even try to do that because we don't have documents about that. We asked for copies, they refused. And then Usibanda got up with a specific answer. He argued that there are actually two different things being discussed. Docket A, the original Nongoma docket by Kumalo. According to Sibanda, Kumalo retrieved it himself. It came through the DPP office in the KwaZulu-Natal. That's how they got copies. Sibanda was referring to that docket. Docket B. Docket was generated by Sergeant Mukhane and the cold case unit. Sibanda argued that is the docket they refused with to disclose because investigations are still ongoing. Now, in other words, the state's position was this: we never refuse access to Kumalo's original docket. We refuse access to the cold case unit investigation docket. That was the distinction Usibanda attempted to draw. Now, why this became interesting, Kumalo then dropped a very important piece of evidence when asked, did you give a copy of the docket of the defense? Kumalo answered, never. Then did they request it? Ukumalo answered, never. They never requested. Now that answer potentially weakens the narrative that is brought by Usibanda, number one. Number two, it was Judge Rata that was asking those questions. And I don't know where he was going with that because he did not deliberate the matter when the answers were no, never. Do you understand? Now, for me, I was like, oh, Judge Rata, what is he trying to do here? I'm not sure. But we all know he is always trying to assist the state in any shape or form, right? Now, in defense, his complaint was broader. They were saying they requested access through court processes and were denied. So the real dispute is not whether Kumalo personally received a request. The dispute is with which docket was requested and which docket was refused. Now, another significant moment, Sibanda then asked about Exhibit LL1. Notice of rights. He asked whether it was contained in Kumalo's docket. Kumalo answered, it is not in the docket because you are referring me to a murder case. I dealt with a case 163 of 10/2018, which is possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. So those are two total charges. Those are three total charges. I don't have in the one that I was an IO on. I don't have a murder charge where now you are bringing something that. And then Usibanda went on to say, no, forget about the charges. What do you mean we must forget about the charges? What do you mean we must forget about the charges, but we are talking about a Nongoma case? No, we can't be forgetting the charges. We need to drag them along where we are going, because you can't expect me to answer on a murder docket that I know nothing about. Ask me questions based on the docket that I know. Oh, I like what Khumalo did there. He was very smart, because any other person would have just answered casually. This one was like, make that distinction so that we are clear. Don't drag me into your matters that I know nothing about. And also, when it comes to defense, the reason for me they were complaining, I understood them to be complaining, because you can't want now to go to the contents of the original docket of 163 from KwaNongoma, yet you refuse us the docket that is with the cold case unit. You can't. Let's leave all of them. You did not want to give us those details. Let's leave all of those details. So we are not going to touch on them. And he had no choice, Usibanda, but to leave that trap that he was trying to do there, to leave whatever that he was trying to gain from that, and it did not work for him. Now, Khumalo was saying the notice of rights exists, but it's not found in his original docket. Now, that immediately raises such questions. Where did LL1 originate from? Who created it? Why is it not in the original docket? How did it become associated with Nongoma 163 of 10/2018? Those are precisely the questions the defense has been trying to raise regarding the cold case unit's handling of the matter. Now, what this means for the defense likely views this exchange as helpful, because Khumalo confirmed he brought the original docket. Khumalo confirmed some documents relied upon in court are not contained in the original docket. The state was forced to explain why some of the docket material is available while other material remains undisclosed. Now, the distinction between the original Nongoma docket and the cold case unit docket became clearer on record. Now, what this means for the state's objective appears to have been to show that Khumalo's docket is incomplete, challenge his memory, suggest there are documents outside his possession, show that not every Nongoma-related document had to originate from his investigation file. Now, that is why Sibanda focused on exhibits and statements that allegedly existed outside Khumalo's original docket. For me, that was him burying the state narrative clean. He buried the state narrative clean, and he did not even understand what he was doing. I'm telling you. Now, the key highlight, the most significant answer in this exchange was arguable. This one is not in the docket, because the defense case increasingly centered on a simple question. If Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018 was merely a firearm and ammunition case investigated by Khumalo, why do cold case unit documents, detention records, notices of rights, and murder-related references appear under the same case number, while some of those documents are absent from the original docket? That's what they must answer. That issue remains one of the major areas of dispute emerging from Khumalo's testimony. Whether they like it or not, we are not there. The bottom line is that Khumalo ube woke, Khumalo was woke. Everybody was like, you are not going to feed this information wrongly. You are going to put it into a perspective, Sibanda, whether you like it or not. And by doing so, he kept on burying the state narrative. I don't know about you, but it is what it is. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. I want to hear how you're thinking about all of this, because sana lam kunzima kwi-state, and icase yabo, it keeps falling apart every day. Every witness that comes, every time they do cross-examination, they are destroying their very own case. Every time they try to glue things together, they bring questions back to the forefront. They bring them to the forefront, and now they are left naked, because everything they are doing there keeps having them being asked, what do you mean this and this happened? How do you glue this and this way, as ABCD did not happen that way and this way? Do you understand what is happening there? I don't know about you. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Let's talk in the comment section. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed. I'm proud of Nxumalo. I'm proud of the defense. I'm proud of Ramsipile's. The case of accused number 2. It was bravo, guys. I'll see you on our next video. Bye.